So you've had time to rest back at Fort Rouse. Ryan's been offered a job, but he has not yet accepted. A few days later, you're all rested and well and getting ready to prepare for your mission. With the coming first of darkness season and then the storm season, everyone took shelter, especially from the ravages of the storm bull and the wild hunter, and the domain has been peaceful. The Duke called you all before him.
We shall go before them. Sorry, I'm not listening. All right, then.
You're a bit. Yeah, you need to do your accent.
Sorry about that. I'll get in there.
Yeah. His highest ranking lieutenant, because he doesn't have a chief of mercenaries at the moment. Looking at you, Ryan, is he says the Duke asked for you especially, lads.
Oh, best get Evan.
But he always did. You're by some fluke, you always seem to be the troubleshooters, no matter what game you're in. Oh no, I wanted to end paranoia. Right, so it's early, and grabbing a quick canteen of coffee on the way out, you assemble in the announcement hall inside Fort House. He greets you informally, gives you all a smile, and offers a handshake to you all as you come in and stand around the table, which has a large map of the area upon it, a couple of scrolls, and a long section of rope all tied up in a bow. He says, "The year is nearly done. You've served me well, and you've done more than I could possibly imagine." He says, "If you wish to take your final pay now and leave, you should be mentioned honourably to my ancestors. But if you stay a while longer, I have 2 more missions for you. Important ones for which I will pay well."
I'm happy here, boss. As long as the kid's okay, that's all right for me.
You too.
Yeah, I mean, we've been here for this long, we may as well continue.
You've got the option of, when you've got the contract to say basically you can renew it on a yearly terms if you're happy, or obviously the fort is almost completed fully now. It has interior stone walls, they have seeds, have fields sown with seeds, they have agriculture on the go, they've built fences, and they've domesticated animals. He says, "I'm sponsoring a trading caravan to the north, but I must have certain items which you need to collect for me. Those who perform the collection must be dexterous and careful, and at least one who is a good climber." But he smiles at you. Have you got Bobbin with you?
Yeah, I'll ruffle his head.
He smiles at Bobbin. He's got that wiry teenager look now. He's getting a lot stronger and larger.
Yep.
There is, however, some danger involved. And then he gives you a soft smile and says, "But there always seems to be a little bit of danger with you." He says, "So I ask you now, before we start, any that wish to leave and pass this mission can do so, but I would ask that you stay on and perhaps take part in the follow-up mission."
You just stay. What about you, boys?
Yeah, I want to, finish this out.
Lads, any words?
He says. Alright, he looks at you, Shash.
Right, I'll stay.
And mate.
Excellent. I don't know whether you'll be insulted or not, but there's a box provided for you, Andy, should you need to stand on one to see on the table.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll stand on my orange box then.
He says, "I expected nothing less of you." He says,
Did you know, just before we start, why ducks have feathers on the bottoms?
"I am not aware of the answer to this."
So you can hide their ass quacks.
Jesus Christ. He cracks a solemn smile there, breaking his otherwise serious facade. He says, one day you will leave me and I will certainly miss your jokes.
Happy as long as the boy's happy.
He then indicates the map, which is the map you have of the Borderlands area. He says, what I need you to gather the eggs of the King Condor from Condor Crags. Our hunters can tell you which crags hold their nests. And he indicates the pinnacles on his map, which Jezra has now beautifully coloured in for him. You must bring the eggs back to me unharmed, and you should not discuss your purpose with outsiders. The ultimate use of these curiosities is of high importance to my house. In going to the crags, stay well clear of the Great Bog. Treacherous and unnatural things thrive there. Go north of the bog and ascend the highlands. It will take 2 days to get to the crags. The ground is wet and slick, obviously because it's just past storm season. The river is high, and you notice that where Prax is usually scrubby terrain, grass has started to sprout. It's one of those like desert plains where it doesn't get a lot of rain, so like when the rainy season comes, everything grows really quick and then gets really lush for a while before it dies off again.
Rick, can I ask an out of character question?
You can.
Did we find Dane's body?
You did find Dane's body, yes. Remember, it was at the back of the cave. Dane's body has been interred. Did you want to do something to it, like draw a smiley face on it or something?
No, I just wondered. We will attend his funeral and give him the honours he was due as a Hugh Macty.
Yep. That is something you've done. All of the camp attended his funeral. There was much wailing and then much ale was drunk in his honour. He was given a proper Hugh Macty send-off.
Which Luke, we're killing his name? No, sorry.
What do we know about these condors?
He says the hunters will be able to give you more information, but the children of the wind and the sky, and because of this, I advise you not to send the pinnacles on Wednesday. And he smiles at this.
It's another arse quacks joke, isn't it?
It is. He says, do not dally. However, the eggs must go north soon. Be back from the 5th day from today. And, or at least send word of your fortunes.
Well, boss.
He says, I don't want to get the condors killed. There are very few in existence, and I know of no other place where they live. There may be creatures unique to my domain. Again, then, do not steal all of their eggs. I want 3 at a minimum, for there is no way to tell a male from female egg, and I want a nest and pair, but do not take more than 4 eggs. Says, do you have any questions there? I'm sorry that you seem to want to ask some questions.
So you want a pair, but no more than 4 eggs, do you say?
A minimum of 3, but no more than 4.
Okay. How large are the eggs?
He says, they're very large. You should be able to, a man should be able to pick them up with one hand, however.
Okay.
I'll look at me wing.
He says, well, some may have slight more trouble to pick them up than others.
I'll hold the quotes.
Well, I guess I know who's going to be sitting on these eggs to keep them warm then.
Yeah, you, Shash. Was there any other questions? Because you'd start asking about the size of them, and he looks like he hasn't finished the briefing yet.
No,
however,
okay, yeah. That's all the questions I've got.
Are there any Agamori nearby? This is their land before it was ours. I just went Scottish for some reason. Is there any Agamori nearby? They might know a little bit more about this lake.
The Agamori tend to venture more to the players are still in the Five Eyes Temple. There you go.
Yeah.
The Agamori are to the northwest. So it's unlikely that there would be any in the area of the Condor Crags. If you should come across some of the Praxian Beast Riders, they are known to inhabit the east. They would probably know more about the Condor Crags. Although they have teams of hunters. You got quite friendly with them, Croden, now and again, drinking with them late on the night. They go around, they hunt game. They generally work as park rangers around the area.
All right then, let's talk to them chaps.
He says, no, go on.
Get a flagon of ale ready to bribe them with.
And then you drink it and then get another flagon of ale.
And then we drink it, and then we'll get a third flagon of it, the ninth flagon of ale.
What's the most optimal route to get there, or has that just been left up to us to?
That's left up to you, but you can, because the river is swollen because of the time of year. The easiest way is to ride to the north, or get boated up north up the river by the Newlands. And can you all see the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, up by the North Bog, there's a section of land there where you could get up and then head across. The Great Bog is swollen, so you would not advise you going through there, but that is completely up to you.
Oh, it's good advice. We'll have a word with the Newlands after we've had a word with the hunters. And we're there.
Whereabouts on the map is where we're going?
Far right
Crag.
side, Condor Crags.
Is
So
it?
I was thinking, we've just cleared out the Five Eyes place. We were at the Stone Tower before. So would it not make any sense just going all the way down there? It takes a little longer to get there, but we know there's less potential stuff in both locations.
Good point. You're probably right.
And
Rushing.
we got up to where the tower was previously. So it's like that's going to be a huge issue.
Yeah, if you go down to south to Five Eyes, then you can get the boats down to there. And then if you look, there is a section that is a slope you could get up. But then it does mean you are heading... So that's a slope you could get up, and then you'd have to head up north past the Stone Tower to go to here. Just to the east of where it says Eyes Rise on the map.
Yeah.
And then you've got a straight slope up to the Condor Crags.
Like a plan. Oh, God almighty. Sounds like a good plan, like. But anyone know if Condors can see in the dark?
I don't believe anybody does. No, there are no great sages in the way of condors, surely, around here.
Can I roll animal law by any chance, Mr. George?
You absolutely can. There is no reason not to, sir. So it's like 20 clicks straight south to Five Eyes. And then it's a further 7... about 14 clicks to Stone Tower. And then 12 clicks north, and then 10 clicks to reach Condor Crags.
Rolled a 9. Can Condors see well in the dark?
They're not known for seeing well in the dark. They tend to be daytime birds.
They approach darkness and then hit them in the door. Oh, fuck that. Fucking wax. Like, so it is. Rich, you're breaking my accent.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's definitely me. He says, right, well, I have a vital piece of equipment for you, and I also have an item that I can give you to aid you. And he indicates the length of ordinary-looking rope rolled up on the table in front of him. He says, this is the length of rope, which I once gained from Begra the Witch in a contest of stick throwing. The rope has the ability of supporting any number of people without breaking, and may only be cut by weapons made of rune metals. But do not cut this rope. It will also temporarily increase a person's skill at climbing. Each magic point sacrificed to the rope will increase that person's skill in climbing by 5%. Each person must sacrifice for himself and will last for 2 minutes. Knots tied with the rope will not untie until requested to do so. Take great care of it, for it has been useful to me a number of times. It's 11 meters in length. He says that should aid you, but you won't just be climbing hand over hand. You'll be climbing like proper mountain climbers, tethered together. There are expanded climbing rules for you to have fun with.
Oh, well, that's
Yay.
He says the other is a harness, specially constructed. And he looks down at Quacktavis. He says, sadly, it's a little large for you, I think. It's a box that is divided into 4 chambers, and each chamber will securely hold an egg in place, and it can then be stuffed with straw to protect it. So that the box will slot into the harness so that you can wear it on your front or your back to climb up or down.
I was going to ask for a backpack to carry the, like kind of wear it on the front and just put the X in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he's thought of everything. He says, if you have any more questions, I'll answer them as best I can. Although the Fort Hunters may be more of use to you. Choose your equipment well. Take plenty of rope, and I mean it should be obvious to anybody, but climbing in full armor may be somewhat difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Condor Crags are the smallest is a couple of 100 meters high.
We're going to need a lot of rope.
So, do you have any further questions?
How long was this rope? That the magical one.
11 meters.
11 meters long.
Okay, we need a ton of fucking normal rope.
All of the rope.
I mean, I jokingly carry a lot of rope, but I don't think I have enough rope. You know.
Yeah. So also, he can provide you as much rope as you like. So Kane rubs his hand together. As much rope, you say?
Yeah.
The man likes a lot of rope.
And there's a weird illustration, and it looks like, I think it's supposed to be a newtling, but it actually looks like a grey alien, but with reptilian features. I'm not even sure what race that is supposed to be. I think it's just supposed to be flavour art.
Probably.
So he stands for a little while, and no questions are forthcoming. He says, well, just see the quartermaster. He'll provide you with anything you can think of. Please take care of my rope. It is a valued treasure.
I'll turn around the quartermaster. Go. We'll need a lot of rope, like 400 meters.
So you
Hey,
go,
how about,
you,
sorry.
you
go
go
on.
to the quartermaster and you go, I want rope, lots of rope.
All of the rope.
Right, so leaving the Duke's presence, do you head straight to the quartermaster? Is that what you say?
I'm going to swing by the blacksmith. I need some more sharpened iron spikes.
Pitons. Good plan, man. Good plan.
Yeah, because I've got climbing at 15%.
Bronze pitons, you mean?
Bronze pitons,
Yeah,
yeah.
iron
Yeah,
pitons
so
would be interesting.
your climbing is not so much climbing, but as in tying the bit of magical rope around yourself because the knot will not come undone and hanging on the end while everybody else carries you.
Scrambling vaguely upwards.
Yeah. So I need some more bronze pitons making. Like lots of them.
Well,
And a second hammer if you can oblige. Oh, and an ice axe.
an ice axe is like there's not much ice around here, but
No, I'll sketch one out with a stick on the floor, because an ice axe works perfectly well with like on rocks as well.
the bronze smith will certainly have a go at making such a device for you.
Ta.
So basically, because you're going to be climbing tied to each other, presumably, I mean, by all means, you're welcome to just individually shin up the side of the rock. The lead climber makes a climb roll, and it all depends on him as he sinks pitons in. The rest of the party make climb rolls, and as long as they don't fumble, they're okay. If people start fumbling, then they fall off. If they are not tied to each other, they fall off quite a lot.
Bobbin's gonna lead us up that cliff. That's what's happening.
And
I
what's
just have visions of Quack Tavish being the last on the rope, and as he's being hauled up, he's made this sort of contraption. It's like a portable camping stove, so I'm cooking lunch for everybody as they climb and pull me up.
This
So
is
you
a
do want
plan I
to do
can get
some
behind.
extreme cooking then?
and bring an ironing board and an iron so you can do extreme ironing. Right, so Andy heads off to the bronze smith and asks to have this made. You have the full priority of all of the troops in the fort, so he puts all of the works aside, and him and his apprentices will get on it straight away. They already have plenty of bronze pitons made up, as the Duke had previously requested him, because he figured you'd need quite a lot of them. You have enough pitons, basically.
Do they have very strong spirit, as in alcohol?
It's generally wine, rather than spirits. The dwarves make spirits, but it's very hard to get hold of dwarf spirit. If you give me a power times 1 luck roll, you can track down somebody in the camp. Probably Nan might have some dwarven spirits secreted away if anybody's going to have it.
This is a point.
Power times 1 roll. Did you
Power
say?
times 1 roll, yeah. Like an
So
extremely hard luck roll.
So I just roll a D20, I mean a D100 and try and get under 16 then.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not to say Nan doesn't have any. If you fail, it's just that she's going to drink it and not give you them.
Nah, looks like she's drinking it.
No, she says, I haven't got any of that dwarf spirit, as you've been asking around the camp. Again?
I think
got any?
Nan, I think you might have.
She says, "Oh well, now while it's good for me leg. It's like paraffin. You pour it on brown paper and you put it on your arthritis. You wouldn't deprive an old woman of a medicine that she needs so desperately." And she sort of,
I'll turn around and go buy her some paraffin.
Yeah, well, I thought you might consider swapping us that small bottle of dwarven spirit for this very, very large flagon of wine that I'm lugging along behind myself.
oh well,
I wasn't going to leave you bereft.
Oh
Wine
well,
is apparently very good for arthritis.
if you drink enough of it, yeah. Oh well, go on then. So she reaches under and pulls out a stoppered clear jar, as much of these things is, and it's like 70 proof dwarven spirit. I'm not sure what Dave's going to do with it. Maybe he's just going to get drunk on the top of her.
No, what we need now is some dried meat, and we'll soak the meat in the spirit, and we scatter this meat where the condors hang around. They eat it, they get drunk, they're just walking around saying, "Yeah, I love you, yeah, I love you," you know. And we climb up and get the eggs.
Davey, I could literally drive to your house and kiss you right now. That is probably the best RuneQuest plan ever made. Let's get some condors drunk.
Let's get them
I'll
incredibly.
get us some dried
Oh my
meat. Not a
God.
problem.
That is awesome.
Is this
That-
what they're
that-
like in fucking D&D?
Yes.
That's
Oh,
like
God.
what you do when you're trying to boost pheasants.
Yeah.
What? Brilliant, Dave.
You've got no
But for-
idea, Ryan, like
But-
what D&D's like.
Aye, but for the pheasants, you use raisins soaked in pure 70%
That's the
rum.
one.
I will find some meat that will absorb moisture. I am a hunter and I know my meat.
Okay. You can probably get it from the hunters in camp, as they have well-stocked groups of hunters now. It's all running like a well-oiled machine, so there's plenty of food and there's patrols go out, everything. It's almost like the campaign's almost finished.
I'll go to the hunters and go, all right, lads, we need some meat because we're going to get some birds drunk.
He says, you want to get some birds drunk? You want to head up to Pavis? Go to the alley of the Red Lanterns.
No, not them type of birds. You know, the ones with feathers that go squawk and eat your brains? We're going to make a lot of them very drunk because the worst thing that can happen is, oh, that could be bad actually, but I need some meat that will absorb a lot of moisture.
We got some rock lizards the other day. That's pretty fresh.
That'll do nicely. I'll have them all.
Rock lizards are like size 20, so
Yeah.
So you
I'll turn around and go, I killed the god of those once.
So Croden comes back into camp with this dead rock lizard over his shoulders, huffing and puffing, dragging it. Its eyes are little crosses and its tongue's hanging out.
You've been playing RimWorld.
Ringworld.
RimWorld.
No,
That's what the dead things look like. I haven't played it, but I watch a lot of videos about it.
I have not. No. Right,
But,
so you
have
a lot of meat. You have a lot of meat and some dwarven spirit.
We should soak it closer because the problem is we soak it now, it's just going to evaporate. That's a science word, that is.
Turn it to jerky.
That
Kinda.
too.
Did your dad not fill you in about the bomb that they did on Wednesday for D&D?
I didn't.
All right, well,
No, but I'll get him.
ask him to fill you in later. I was going to say not now. Just ask him to fill you in later about the bomb.
Yeah.
He gave me a bomb, and then Andy got it. Bad things happened. It's all Andy's fault.
Right, so Croden's gone off to see the hunters. Forgot to ask him questions and then turned back up with camp.
I figured we could be sorting that out first when I go back and have a word with the lads, but with plenty of booze. Because a liberacious tongue is better at passing information. It's an all anti saying.
Can I get a spare broadsword whilst I'm here and like refill me javelins and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go and see Nan. She must have some real beer from the Grey Dog Inn hidden somewhere around her.
She'll have a few sealed jugs of it for emergencies. You know, no sane grey dog would go without his emergency stash of beer.
I'll turn around and go, Nan, I need one of your emergency stashes of beer because I need to persuade some hunters to tell me how not to die to a giant condor.
She says, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. You're obviously going out on another adventure, I see, leaving your poor defenceless Nan all by herself.
The Ben's here to look after you. He'll keep an eye on you.
Oh, he just ruffles his hair. He's a good lad.
Seen that tattoo, Nan? Proper grey dog he is. And your son. By the way, when I'm not adventuring, I literally spend all my time teaching him to be a grey dog. Good and bad. Like, people are for stealing from and cheating if they're not grey dogs, unless they're your mates. Then you don't cheat and steal from them unless there's no other choice.
Well, you're a real role model. So, you take some of the special grey dog ale back to the hunters.
I will have an evening with the hunters and talk about the Condor Crags and the Condors and who has ever killed one. Because someone must have.
No, none of them have ever killed any. They're
There
kind
must
of
be
an
someone
endangered
who did.
species, and they're the favoured of all antlers, as you can imagine.
Oh, well, that's fabulous, that. Do they know they're the favoured Orland?
Who, the hunters?
No, the Condors.
He says, well, the hunters in general are like, well, most of them are pretty dumb animals, but the leader of them, the Scarlet King, a great big giant condor, bigger than the rest, and these are already big enough to carry off a man, with scarlet feathers and dark red talons. He seems intelligent. I've seen him casting spells.
Oh, well, that's great news. Is there anything else I should know? By the way, I'll pour him a glass. This is the best beer in the entire world.
He has a swig and he gasps a little at the alcohol content. He's like, "My gods, it is!"
It's my own clan's brew. Nobody outside my clan is ever normally allowed to drink it. My accent is all over, Rich. I don't know if I'm Russian,
Yeah.
German, or French tonight. I'll try to be Russian. No, not Russian. Russian's not what I am.
He says,
It's nowhere near.
"So,
Oh, it is.
so this,
Like,
the we can give you the advice we can give you is that you want to head to the tallest spire, Jebba's spire. It's marked on the map that he's give you. He says, "'Tis the tallest of them all, 300 meters or more. The Scarlet King, he sometimes goes on there, but he has his harem, you see, of birds. And all of the females tend to congregate around that spire. If you're wanting to collect the eggs, then that's the place to be going up there. I suggest you get some of them nets from the hunters, from the Newtlands. Maybe you can use them to trap the birds with."
you're a wise man, so it is. And in such, I will give you my own special reserve. But be careful you don't go on doing anything like trying to shoot a bow tomorrow. You'll probably cut your own fucking throat with it.
Aye, Cruden, he says, "Thank you."
I will give him my small water skin of special reserve, being by my uncle.
What accent are you going to use when you give him it?
I will be Irish, so I will.
Yes,
I'll be with everybody like, but if I talk like this, you know nonsense, you know?
it's because he's Russian in D&D. He keeps dropping into Russian, you see.
I'm not doing accents anymore. This is the end of accents.
Yeah.
Next character, no accent.
Yeah, literally no accent. He will just talk in a monotone like this.
Unless he's Welsh, so he is.
No. Right.
Hello, yeah. I haven't insulted the Welsh yet.
Right, so Earl goes off and gets drunk with the hunters. He tells you it's for a fact-finding mission, but it's a thinly veiled excuse to have a good piss up, basically.
I'll take Gran and the
Andy
boy
has
with us.
been to the Bronze Smith. Is there anything else you want to do, Andy? Or are you just happy for the time being?
bronze pitons, strike-bound lump hammers, several of ice axes. No, I think that's me pretty much sorted.
Okay. Brissy?
Unless they want me to go inside the Newtons about the nets.
You do get on pretty well with the Newtons. You've been in an aquatic race and what have you.
That's what I was thinking. I'll wander down and have a word with the Newtons and see if I can blag some nets. I shall leave the backpack of Newtling tails at home.
Oh, I thought you'd have eaten all of those by now.
These crags, is the rock mainly mostly like sandstone type rock, or is it different?
Pretty much why you plan on blasting them down. We need some
no.
dwarf explosives.
I was going to see if I can get some cloaks dyed roughly the same color, so if we're climbing up and there's condors around, we can be wearing the cloaks and just put them over ourselves so they can't see us.
Good thinking.
Yeah, the tailors can do a rough approximation. It's not great, and they dye them and leave them out to dry. Yeah, it's like a sandy color, isn't it? I wouldn't do sandy coloured linen. Okay, is there anything else you want to do, or is it like pub time? Look at each other and go, I've done this pub.
I've got me spare broadsword with restocked and javelins. We've got plenty of rope, right? I did no one else grab my rope.
You can literally have as much rope as you like.
Sorry, I'm back. My apologies. Can we get a lot of big nets of... No, I'm quite rushing again.
Nets.
Nets. We need many nets.
Yes, Andy is spoken to the Newtlands and shared some raw frogs and fish and things with them.
Thank you, Mr. Self. You were a gentleman.
My pleasure.
And getting you a handful of nets. Sadly, nobody's really experienced in net fighting, so you won't be very good with them, but...
I knew a girl, Coronet. She was a cat.
Oh, God.
So, Shash, is there anything you want to do then for preparation?
Blondel, you mean?
Oh, Blondel, yes.
No, I think that's about it.
Pub then. Pub, you look at each other. Pub. Yeah, pub.
Take the burn and Nan at the pub because they haven't had a drink all day.
Allegedly.
If you ask Nana, she hasn't had a drink all day.
She hasn't.
I've asked her that when she's literally got a drink in her hand.
You look gasping like you haven't had a drink all day, Nan. Right, so what is the route plan you have?
I think the best way to do it is head past, like was suggested, up Rise, maybe via the Stone Tower and then up to Condor Crags. We need to make good time, so we'll need a drop off and pick up by our Newton friends. So it is. Yourself.
Certainly. What are you just getting in a Newton raid boat and getting dropped off down by Five Eyes? Well, slightly further south, the most optimal part.
Sounds like a good plan, so it is. Yourself. Was your brother? Is that you or your brother that died in the war?
Right. Well, good luck. What are you doing about the armor situation? Because your encumbrance is going to affect your ability to climb if you're climbing in full bronze plate mail. It's quite heavy.
I'm going to take off all the non-bronze plate mail I'm wearing, which is none, and wear lightest I can carry when we get there. Just going to get rid of all the superfluous crap, so we'll bring some sacks.
Yeah, I was just planning on putting all my armor in a sack on my climb, and then tying it to the end of the rope. And then pull it up afterwards.
By chance, do we have our divine magic back?
Make a power times 5 roll.
Yep.
Yeah, McLovin's got 1 point back. The rest of you get a D3 points back, as you have been praying and devout cult people.
I'm a good boy.
McLovin's
One.
not.
Well, I
How do
did
you roll a d3?
D6 and just half it.
Oh, you can type /roll 1d3
I do have 4 points of rune magic left, so I should be all right.
into the chat. If you want to just do the D3 bit.
I can't see the chat.
Roll D6.
The text input
Sorry.
box in the bottom right hand corner. If you mouse over it, it says text chat input.
What do you do again?
Just roll D6 and half it. It's the easy way.
Sorry, sorry, I had to dash off. I was wanted. Is this everybody?
Yes, it's to see how much, how many
You have to
rune
roll
points
power
you get.
times 5, right?
Yeah,
And
roll,
then-
roll about power times 5. If you fail, you get a point back. If you succeed, you get a D3 points back from worshipping and things.
Right. Power times 5. Success.
So you get a D3
Right, hang on.
rune points back. All of your magic points are recovered and your crystals are refilled. You've had time to do those.
Champion.
Which is better than it used to be in RuneQuest 2, because you basically, once you shot them off, that was it. You didn't get to use them again until you re-sacrificed the power. Until you got the rune level.
That was a bit silly, to be honest. I do like the way they've done the rune magic as well, because you were scared to use it before because it was one shot.
Yeah. The problem is certain spells, i.e. Sever Spirit and things like that, were scaled for one-shotness. Once
This is
it
true.
once it becomes a reusable spell, the scale kind of goes all to tits. If
It
I'm
is a little
honest.
terrifying.
It is, but that's only an issue if you're in a party with someone who's got Seven Spirit who blasts it off at a moment's notice. So
Yeah, talking about you, Andy.
I beg your pardon.
He is the gothest of all humans.
I mean,
Right.
the quickest.
So, are you carrying? Are you just carrying the rope yourselves?
Well, we'll put it in the boat, obviously, because it would be a bit weird if we tried to carry it up the river.
aren't the things we're looking for carrying? Aren't we not carrying?
The
Oh,
things
that
you're
was
looking
bad.
for.
The things we're looking for, each carrying, maybe.
Right.
But yeah,
So you have a half a day's journey down to Five Eyes, and then a day and a half's hike. Firstly, through down the River Criddles, which is lush and green. It's very strange, and even when you get to the stone tower, you see little sprouts of green here, there, and everywhere that have sprung up since the rainy season. Are you stopping off in the stone tower, or are you camping outside? Didn't you leave a load of tuskers to starve to death in the stone tower?
Quite possibly. Oh, God.
possibly.
Mm.
I mean,
So it
just,
is.
We're
Like-
just fast about outside. We don't need to go in.
Right, you arrive at the Condor Crags after 2 days of hard hiking, and although it's much easier because of the rainy season than it usually is, which is dry and dusty. The pinnacles vary in height from 3 meters to 300 meters, and each pinnacle is topped by a stone varying in size. The larger the stone atop the pinnacle, the thicker and higher the pinnacle is. Around the base of these spires, the ground is very rough and rocky. There are many sheltered places to leave any horses, but you didn't mention bringing horses. So there would have been places to leave horses, but you didn't bring any. Now you think about it, you curse yourselves. Jezra's Spire is easy to Jezra's Spire is easy to spot as it is the tallest and thickest of the crags, and you come to one side of it, and you will see it right here.
Well,
Yay!
That's my map. That is.
There you go.
I'm just trying to retrieve you from that. Control X. Okay, so you see before you a 300-meter tall spire. There is 3 levels. It's going to take 3 climbing rolls to climb the tallest part, which is the lowest level. And then to ascend to the second level, we'll take another 2 climbing rolls. And then to get to the very top, where the hunters have told you the nests are, we'll take 1 last climbing roll.
So 6 in all.
Yeah. It's probably going to take you a good 4, maybe 5 hours to climb up. So you have Rualin. I'll try to drag the characters onto the onto the map. Well, Mr. Quick Devish, there you are. We have Blundell. We have Bob, and of course, do we have Steve the Door with us?
Of course, we'll have Steve the Door.
Steve will have a lovely time getting up there. Kian, Bob, and Steve, Croden, MC Lovin. That is everybody, is it not?
It is everybody.
It is everybody. Now, you can decide at what point you wish to climb. Obviously, you can see the crag split into 3 levels.
we're not great climbers. I think it's probably a good idea.
So you could climb up here at the northwest end, or you could climb here at the narrow end, or you could climb at the wide bit where you can take a rest and actually get onto the ledge. It's completely up to you at what point you wish to climb. Do you like my map, by the way?
Why
It
not?
is a
Very
nice.
Indeed.
I like the hex overlay as well.
Oh, that's just part of Fantasy Grounds. Sorry, Fantasy Grounds. Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds do a hex overlay. I always do them without overlays because then I can scale them any way I like. And,
Very fetching map. I'm impressed with that.
you can see map to map. I'm getting better at drawing them. So you stand at the bottom of this tower, and what plans, what preparations do you have?
I can't see any condors flying around.
Yeah, occasionally you'll see one fly overhead, but you've seen them flying up and down this valley ever since you've got here. But yeah, you definitely see them wheeling up ahead, overhead.
This magic rope, you said it can increase your climbing ability.
It can, yes.
How does it work again?
You use a magic point, and each magic point, like casting a spell, gives you a 5% bonus. However, you're going to go up in mountain climbing mode, which means Bobbin will make the climb roll to climb up and then pitten and use the magic rope to tie off, and you make your climb roll, and all you have to do is not fumble.
We can do that.
All I have to
We're all
do
dead then.
is tie myself to the rope and let everybody pull me up. I have a climb of basically can't climb.
Yeah.
Now's your chance to get some points into it.
Now's your chance to get some points.
Oh, no. Fumblage is almost a certainty.
So you stare up, the hot sun beats down, but the air is quite humid because of the rains.
How high is each like plateau? Roughly, or varying obviously because of the but.
Yeah, the variant. So like, it's divided into like 3 sections of. Why do you have to make us do maths? Like
how high is it in total?
It's 300 meters in total.
Right, so each climb roll is 50 meters. So this first one is 150, next
Yes.
one's 100, last one's 50.
Yeah, so you could have worked that out.
So this 11-meter rope is not super useful.
Right. Well, it won't accidentally untie itself. So if you use that portion of rope to tie each other to,
I suppose.
This is a good plan.
And then climb a different rope, essentially.
and then string different ropes with you.
Yeah.
Because you're taking all your armor off and putting it in a bag at the bottom or something, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That seems super safe.
I mean, is there anything around? I wouldn't
Condor.
say on these I mean, a condor isn't going to go, ooh, a breastplate, and then get wiggled into it. You know. Plus, I'd like to see a condor lift my plate in a bag.
Right, the condors are wheeling overhead. They are larger than a man. They are giant RuneQuest magical condors. So the size is about 30.
Okay.
But what you could do is get Bobbin to climb up so many meters, tie your pitting off, and then raise your bags up so far and then wrap it around the pitting so that they weren't left lying on the floor if you're feeling particularly worried about it, or you could just haul it up after.
Now we'll
should
just
get them to the first thing and we'll be safe, I think. I'm wearing my armour, but I'm just taking my shield tied me back, me bow, me quiver, and me spear. I'll leave everything else in a bag.
Yeah, I'm just going to take my broadsword and my shield. Everything else will be in a bag.
Okay.
Get the cloaks and then go for a quick bio before we start.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, my armor's not that heavy, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah, it's mainly plate boy is going to be the problem.
I mean, to be fair, I only have my arms and legs that are plate. Everything else isn't. But yes.
Does anybody want to grab a bio before we start the climbing then? Oh.
Yeah, sure. We're back.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay, so we have everything prepared, I guess. I don't know what Steve's going to do because he's kind of dense. So I don't know whether you want him to try climbing up.
No, we should just keep an eye on our gear at the
Because
bottom.
he's only small, but he's incredibly dense.
Keep watch, stay hidden at the bottom. You know, he can be a vocal party if anyone decides to roll up on us, you know.
Ah, you wish me to stand here and observe for passing felons and perhaps mete justice out to them?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You can distribute all the justice.
This sounds like a most excellent plan. Normally I would have minions to do this, but I seem to have run out of them, I've noticed.
It's very hard to get. It's hard to get minions around here, like. But it's very quite hard.
Yeah, I only have 5 left.
You only have 5 minions left.
Yeah.
Bob needs his magic points, put him back up to 14. Right, so, okay, plan. Yeah, you take the magical rope. And are you tying each other mountain climbing style to that bit of rope?
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
is.
Right. Okay. And the order in which you are climbing, if you could roughly pace yourself in a line
I have
Like-
55 skill.
like
What's everyone
that,
else got?
obviously Rewallen is on the bottom. So who's
Yeah.
going up when?
That looks good to me. I've got 56 on Kane, and Bobbin's got like 91 because it's
Bobbin.
Bobbin things,
I've
you know.
got 35, I think.
Maybe
So
you can use
Maybe.
passions like I don't want to fall off the top of this bloody hill and die. If
Yeah,
you
but
ha-
if you don't succeed in that passion, don't you just fail and you get reduction, and then
Yes.
you'll never get up there.
pretty much.
So there's a bit of a gamble there when you roll on passions.
what you got?
It is my problem with passions is there's an extra roll. Percy?
Yep.
Are you ready for some climb rolls?
Oh, yeah.
Climb skill.
What's your climb skill?
64.
Oh, you're going second.
And as you can imagine, if you fall off, then you have to match people's strength against strength versus plus size plus encumbrance to see if you pull everybody off the side of the mountain, etc., etc.
So it's Bob and Bracy, Ryan, me, Andy, Sash and Andy.
Right, got ya.
See, I'm organised.
You are
Sweet.
organised. Okay, make Bobbin's first roll.
You can do it,
And
Bobbin.
I'm standing by with 2 ice axes that if people start going whistling past me, I shall dig them into the side of the rock.
Right, Bobbin climbs easily up the sandstone, driving pittons in every few feet and gets 50 meters above the ground. Can you all, everybody else, make me a roll?
Sweet.
Oh, here we go.
Blondel almost fumbles. Oh, don't forget to tick them. Blondel sort of swings loose, but you manage to grab hold of him as you're just tied off on the rope. There's a brown trouser moment, Blondel, as your feet and your hands leave the side of the rock and you swing free in the wind, but then you're grabbed and thrust back against the side.
I hope he's not, swinging the brown trouser moment that Rewallen down there.
Should have brought a wide-brimmed hat.
Right, Rewallen is just kind of tied off on the bottom and walking up the side of the mountain. Actually, we have some quite good climbers there. Right, do you want to make me another climb roll for good old Bob? Suddenly, having 91% of the skill doesn't seem that much when... Right, he reaches up to 100 meters, carefully placing pitons all the way. Can you all give me a climb roll to see? Okay, yeah, success.
Yeah.
Fail.
Failed, but
Rewallen almost succeeded. He probably would have if he was actually trying, I'm guessing. Yeah, so there's a lot of swearing and cursing and sweating. Bob looks down at you all sort of like, oh, God. As by various degrees you manage to not fall off the side of the mountain, but climb successfully up to the next level. Right, can you all give me a scan roll, please? Oh, we have a lot of scanny people. not Bob, and he's focused on the.
Or me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're focused on the climbing, not the scanning.
Right, you notice to the west side of you, out of reach, are several large rocks jutting from the side of the spire. The unusual thing that raised your awareness of them is that they are a dark rock and they don't seem to be the same sandstone colour as the rest of the column.
Can I make a mineral law roll?
You
to see if I
can.
know-
Everybody give me a mineral law roll. Because you all seen them. You're like, oh, look at them rocks, except for Kane. Kane goes, what rocks?
So I don't make any.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what that is. Got no minerals.
I've got the best mineral lore as well. So
Spot, who's thing. Yeah, you're completely unaware as to what type of rock they are, but you can give me an inch times 3 roll, peeps, those that succeeded. So you can even point out, you go, Kane, man, over there, do you see, just in that shadow there, there's a dark rock sticking out, and you Kane's going, no, definitely don't see it.
What, the iron ore rock?
Earl rolls 3d100. That's interesting.
I made it.
what?
In times 3, I made it.
He rolled 3d100, I'm not sure what.
No, I re-rolled it to a 7.
Ah, right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody that made the scan roll, you can make the int roll.
I did.
In times 3. How do you roll it? Because all I've got's a times 5.
That's times in
Yeah,
by
the
3.
first one is times 5. And
Uh-huh.
unless they've changed it, I'm just opening
And the
it.
second one's a question mark.
The
So if
second
you
one's a
click the
question-
second one, you get a box.
Yeah,
Oh,
You just put 3 in it.
Ah, got you.
12%
Got you.
of
Ta-
because that box used to appear behind the map. Do you remember when everybody's going, I'm not getting a box? You
Yeah.
are getting a box.
Good times.
Awesome. The best times. You fail. So only Earl succeeded. Earl, you notice that although they have been worn by wind and rain, you see marks that will look like they were worn, worked stone. And it looks like the rock is deeply embedded into the column.
I'll point and go, we should go that way, boys. Looks like there's a structure up there.
There's not a structure, it's just several dark rocks poking out of the side.
If there's worked stone at the top of this thing, someone worked it. So unless it was something pretty, it's a structure. Where I come from, you don't build anything you can't drink.
But if this is worked stone and it's poking out of this tower, is it maybe not the thing that was built out of worked stone? Is it not maybe on the inside?
Or it could be like,
Well, what do I know? I'm a duck. Exactly.
crackers.
Exactly.
I thank you. I'm here all week.
Right. So, to view them any further, you would have to climb sideways across the rock, Earl, relying on your own climbing skill rather than hanging on to a precarious rope attached to an agile baboon.
How stupid am I?
We could climb down a different way and, so we'll climb down past it next time.
We could get the eggs and go back down past it then. Good plan, Stan. I've noticed Davey makes an inappropriate amount of clever thoughts.
So you going solo, or you wanting Bobbin to
No,
lead you?
We'll
You're
go
just going to leave it for now?
for now, but we can go have a look on the way down.
Okay.
Go down past it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So we can go along on the next
Yeah.
tier. Yeah. So, more climbing rolls?
More climbing rolls from Bob. And that will put him on the first. Yeah, so Bob reaches the first level. Gestures eagerly for you to climb up. Can we have some climbing roll, folks?
Holy
I made it.
shit.
Yes.
I
made it.
haven't.
No fumbles though. So those that failed it, you like your foot slips and you get that sinking feeling in your stomach, but you're securely tied by the rope. It's only when there's fumbles going on where bad things happen, and you guys emerge onto the first ledge, sweaty and a little bit nervous, except for Bob, and who seems to be like right up for this. But
Hey, I've succeeded each time as well.
Mom,
I'm pretty
spaghetti.
high with this. What?
He said, spaghetti. Consider that
Oh.
his mom.
okay, so
Could we walk along the ledge and look down at this strange rock so we can get a better view of it?
you could, but it's like 50 meters down.
We could like have Bobbin go down on a rope. Worst case scenario, we can pull him up. Any objections?
Not from the DM.
No,
Right.
from the dad.
I'll encourage Bobbin over to the edge to have a look down.
Right, okay, make a climbing roll as he just shimmies hand over hand down the side of the rock.
I'll be holding a rope attached to him though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna. Just in case. No, I needs it.
No, he
Tired for condor.
flies down and
Like he's trying to steal something from a vault.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11.
and what do you want him to do?
Inspect.
He has a look at it. Make a scan roll or a mineral law roll or both.
I mean, I didn't think both. Not so much the min.
Hello.
Oh god, he's here.
Hello, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
I
Morgan.
can't hear you. It's like always wants to say hello to you.
Right. So what he can tell you is, it's embedded deeply in the rock. He pulls at it a bit to see if it's loose. He says it goes all the way into the rock. It's not moving or anything, and there's no runes or anything on it. He's not sure what kind of rock it is, but it's definitely been worked.
Is it like cold to the touch or
Yeah. He
like a
prods
metal?
it. No, just like a rock, just a different type of rock to what is present normally.
Cool. Can he stand on top of it and jump up and down?
Sure. It's make a Dex ×5 roll. It doesn't stick out that far, but he's pretty good at climbing. So he jumps up and down it. Make a Dex ×5 roll to see if he falls off. He does not fall off. It doesn't move, and he sort of looks up and shrugs at you.
Okay, he can come back up. Come on up, boy.
Yeah. So make a climb roll as he shimmers back up.
That was that was nice. Special. Just yeets himself up.
Right. Okay. So whenever you're ready, you're a little tired from clinging precariously to the side, but you've had 10 minutes rest and maybe a bit of jerky or a Newton tail sandwich, as the case may be.
Oh, climb time. Bobbin will lead the way again.
Yeah, it's
Bobbin will fail. What?
It's only 2 rolls. Oh dear. He climbs 50 meters up. So, if the lead climber misses his climb roll, he will fall unless he makes a Dex ×3. If he fumbles, he gets it roll without a dex chance, so he gets a dex times 3 roll. Bobbin falls.
He's fine.
But yes, he looks rather sheepish as an arm shoots out. Whereabouts are you getting him to climb? An arm shoots out and he grabs an overhang and swings by one hand and then pulls himself back.
Let me go over on this right side here. So like in like this little area maybe.
Like a natural chimney area.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If that sounds good to other people.
So it does.
Right, so he hasn't managed to get to the 50-meter point because he failed his climb roll, so you can try again to get halfway up to that next ledge. This time he succeeds. Now we all get to make a roll. Just one fumble. Go on, fall off. You're just the luckiest people ever.
This is what I had to do in the last RuneQuest campaign. I was the climber.
You were the climber. Wow.
And I was a storm bull as well. 2-handed sword and everything. It's great.
Jeez. Right, so Rewallen falls off, doesn't even try this time, just hangs with the rope tied under his arm. Like
Just
to
pull them up.
Yeah, and you just pull him up as he doesn't even try to climb. Right, so you reach the 50-meter mark. The second ledge is a mere 50 meters above you when there's suddenly a loud bird-like caw and condors come flying overhead and dive to attack. Attack of the
So-
condors.
Initiative, or is this
Yeah, that'll be some. I need some condors first, don't I? It's the dive in, and they seem to be trying to knock you from the ropes.
how big are they from like their wingspan?
Well, they're about size 30, so
Yeah. So do they fit down into
Massive.
the chimney we're in?
yeah, they can get in enough to knock
Gonna
you
ride
off,
them down on
apparently.
the floor. Yeah, jump on top of them.
Just jump up top one and
Beat it.
hold on,
death.
hold on. Before we're rolling everything, I haven't cleared the tracker.
Goodbye, rolls.
Goodbye, roll. So everybody's like, quick roll. Right, go on, roll. Borderlands.
Man, the rolls you guys got before were far better.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Here's some condors I prepared earlier as they come spiraling down.
Oh,
Caw, caw, caw.
so what are the rules for using a weapon on a rope that you're kind of braced against a pitting on?
Right, if you're bracing against the wall, you're on half your skill, so you'll need to put a modifier in the box, so you're on half skill.
Okay. How long does it take to like make a climb roll per se? Like how long is each 50-meter section?
Well, it's mountaineering climbing, so it's not a case of just shimmying up the rope. Like Bobbin's got to
Yeah.
go handholds and then drive pittons in every few feet to stop you falling.
So it's a good length of time.
It is,
So-
yes.
We might be best off just going back down at the bottom to fight them or something.
Yeah, you've managed to reach the 50. You've managed to reach the 50-meter mark, however. So if you let go, you will fall quite a way, or you can try and climb down. Andy's the closest to the bottom, who's on the end of the 11-meter rope. So you're only 39 meters, Andy.
How many of them are there?
There are
I'll
four.
wait till they lower me down.
There are four. So what is the plan?
Is any of them the big lad like?
We're not allowed to kill them, though, are we?
No, he didn't say you're
Well,
not allowed to. He just said, he would prefer if you didn't extinguish the whole series. Look at those initiative rolls, boys.
Any
Caw-caw.
lad, boy.
Eh?
So again, because you keep cutting out.
Are any of these laddies the big boy like?
No,
Big red.
these are not big red. These just look like the normal ones.
Yes, we should probably try to drive them off in the less Russian way, which would be we should try to drive them off, lads. So it is. Yourself.
Right, so Condor, Kane, 2 more Condors, McLovin. Right, the first one dives down at Bobbin and attempts to bite him.
Come on, don't hit Bobbin. To be fair, Bobbin's probably fine to be hit, unless they're like.
They can fit in just as it swoops in and attempts to get past. Actually, no, it'll claw. It can't bite effectively because she's kind of halfway up the mountain. And it says the DM desperately trying to get the couch sheet on. Right, caw-caw, caw-caw. There you are.
Caw. Well, that's horrible. What?
What has just happened? Did that roll three attacks? That is not what it's supposed to happen. Right, that's better. Right, it goes in and claws at him as he swoops past, but it misses. And it turns round. The next one down heads for McLovin as it comes in and attempts to claw at you. Sorry, no.
It's not me.
Lion, it's Kane, yes.
Right, I'm gonna swoop over to the one Condor and hit it with my beak. But I'll disrupt it. I'll disrupt the Condor.
You're gonna disrupt the Condor, okay?
Well, I mean, I can't really do anything else right now. I can't really go down because there's people kind of below us, and I don't want to just like tumble 50 meters with the whole party. That probably sounds like a really bad idea. Okay. Power times 5 success, and then I need to do power v power, right?
You do, yes.
Ugh.
That is a failure. So you do not achieve that. Are you shouting at everybody to shin down the ropes?
Yes.
Okay.
Afterwards.
Get out of the ropes, lads. So
I make a noise like Orville. I can't.
right, this Gondor swoops in at you, Brizzy, and lets loose with its claws. Misses and flies past you. Obviously, they can't just stop there, the Condors. They're not like hummingbirds, for the love of God. Next one comes in. They're coming in an arc towards you all. Which is this one. And it goes for Kane. Caw-caw, caw-caw. Swooping in. Claws flash.
Please don't hit. Oh,
What is going on? All right, again, another miss.
I made a deal with the devil, apparently.
McLovin. Apparently you did, because you guys are all just like, yeah, as the swoop up and circle round.
Right, we won't be able to hit any of them, will we?
You can hang on with one hand, so you can't parry with your shield, and swing with your weapons at them as they're flying past, if you like.
Is Bobbin going down, or is Bobbin going up as he's near the top?
Well, we're only halfway up, and it would take like another 15 or 20 minutes or something stupid to climb to the top.
Well, you've got yourselves tied together with the 11-meter rope, but you've strung normal rope all the way down behind you on pittons.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I guess you could slide down the rope or attempt to climb down the rope. That would be the sensible thing, so that you've always got you've got ropes now hanging down from where you've reached, so you can, and there'll be a rope hanging from the other ledge as well to the bottom.
Yeah.
We'll just start going down them.
Right, so because you're all hanging on a rope in order, you could untie yourself and switch over to the normal rope and go down past people that way, or you could just hang there helplessly and wait for people to move. What would you like to do? I love the different situation that you're in.
I will hang there with my axe out, but making sure I've got the bloody thingy cord so I don't drop it, and I'll wait for the guy below to drop, and if any condors come near, I'll take a swipe at it.
Well, you've got like harnesses on, like belts with loops through, and this magic rope's through the loop, so it won't by accident come loose. So I guess you got one hand, you got your feet braced against it, you hold on with one hand and you swing your axe. So do you want to take a swing at this condor?
Oh, hell yes.
That one that came in and took a swipe at you as you come in. Remember, you'll have to put a mod in of minus half your skill, yes. Right, you swish and miss as it disappears past you. Quack Tavish.
Right. Well, I suppose I could climb down to the bottom, the next level down, couldn't I? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
You can try and climb, or you can just try and slide down the rope, I guess. It would mean untying yourself from the current rope and sliding down the normal rope.
Right. Well, I think I should probably roll around first, if that's all right.
Yeah. I am open to suggestions for what skill you want to use, or a straight up luck roll as you.
No, I was going to roll the death round.
Just got bollocks and.
Yeah.
Right, you're at 20% bonus. What are you attempting to do?
Climbing.
Like I said, you can climb down a hand over hand, or you can just try and slide down, abseil down, or
whatever will get me the best chance.
I say make a power times 5 luck roll as you basically hang on and try and slide down as fast as you can. You got a plus 20% on that because of your death rune. So you success and don't die.
Oh, lovely.
And Rewallen sort of loses his footing, shouts, "Oh, buggery," but manages to hang on the rope as he plummets like 10 meters down the rope. So you're only 20 meters above the safety of the ground. Bob.
Sorry. Is Bob been right at like a new pit that he's put in kind of thing, and
yes.
He's already tied that main rope off? Okay.
Yeah, so he can easily hold on with his hands and his feet, and use. He doesn't have to suffer a half penalty for his sling because he can hold on with his feet and one of his hands, and he's adept at climbing.
Ah, cool. Well, you'll dissuade these birds. Start slinging them rocks. At the one that went for God, why how are these names escaping me? Bracy.
Bracy, that's the middle one. To your right.
Yeah.
McLovin. Oh, what? Right, he beans it in the head for a special.
That's a good dissuade. I like it.
He rolls minimum damage, however, and it does not penetrate its armor.
That's sad.
It does look quite deterred that it's been beamed in the face by a slingstone, however.
That's good. If I just keep hitting them all
That's
one by
true.
one, well,
And is he holding his position or going up or down or?
he'll hold his position. Like keep the 11-meter rope tied to him, and it lets everyone else be able to come back to climbing afterwards. Potentially, if we dissuade them first.
He climbs at his full speed, so he could potentially climb down with the 11-meter rope, lowering you lot.
Oh yeah, good point.
But
Yeah,
you'd have to make climbing rolls and see if anybody fumbles and falls off. Again, because he's natural climber, I will say he gets to move his movement rate of 8, so he could lower the whole lot of you by 8 meters.
would we want that?
Do you want him to do that? Bob's not fussed about it because he's a great climber.
Good plan, to be honest.
Okay, I'll scoot down a bit then. Bob,
Right, Bob, make a
shimmy
climb
on.
roll.
Come on, lad.
Come on, Bobbin.
What?
Oh, crap. Right, Dex times 3.
That's not good. This is what I rolled before, 96. No.
Right, Bob loses his handhold / feet hold. There's a jerk as everybody goes right like that. Right, he falls past you, Kane. You need to make a strength versus his size and encumbrance because you're still attached via the piton as he goes whizzing past you.
So he is. So Balbin is 17 size plus encumbrance currently.
Ouch.
Did I do that right?
Against your strength as you muscle strain to hold him on the wall as he goes. He gives you a sorry look as he goes plummeting past you.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 18 versus 17.
So that is a 55% chance of success. Yeah. Right, so you fail to halt his...
Whole party dies.
The whole party dies, yeah. You need to make...
just a duck at the bottom. Being like, what?
You need to make a Dex times 3 to see if you can catch the rock as you are pulled away from the rock.
Nope.
Right. Okay.
Avalanche!
Right, Kane tries to stop the fall and plummets.
And contributes to it.
Yeah. This looked so easy on paper.
It gets really messy now.
Right, it gets really messy now. Right, Bob can have another chance to catch himself after 20 meters. Because you are now I have to start doing maths. He went 4 meters down from 50, so that's 48. Then he's fell. So that is 20. You'll be 28 meters. I've got a bit of paper and a bit of pen. Why do I do this to myself? 28 meters above. Right. So Kane slips and falls.
Yeah.
No, actually, sorry. McLovin was next. It wasn't Kane. McLovin's next in the order.
Oh, good point.
McLovin, you need to roll your strength versus Bob's size and encumbrance.
Right, so what's that? Just strength times 5, is it?
No, what's your strength?
16.
16. So you have a 45% chance of halting Bobbin's fall.
There we go.
Right. So there's a short retcon that noise. Bobbin falls past you, Bracy. You brace against the rock and hold tight, but Bobbin is now swinging down next to Kane.
Hey.
Looking a little sheepish. Bracy, you're turning red as you strain against the rock. You remember when the Duke said you should climb light, because encumbrance is a real killer, and then Kane just loaded Bobbin up with all of the rope and javelins and cooking ware.
Right, I'll try and aid when he's like pendulum swinging, to the side of a wall where he can get a handhold.
Oh yeah, you can do that. He can make a climbing roll to get hold of it on his next turn. However, now it's Condor Man, Condor 19. No, not Condor 19. Condor acting on 19. Right, who got attacked? Next up is Blondell, isn't it? Ken, you've had one attack you, as the seem to be diving in unison, although not fully intelligent. They seem to be working in concert as it dives towards you, Blondell.
Okay.
It succeeds. It hits you in the head for 5 damage.
Can I try and parry with my sword?
You can at half chance as you swing to parry and you start spinning in a little circle. You fail. So you take a hit of 5 to the head as it sweeps past. What armor have you got in the head? Then there was
It says
AP 5. Yeah, so you're alright. Are you climbing in your full armor?
don't give a shit. If I'm going to die, everybody else is. I'm going to take everybody else.
Yeah, this is all good. I thought, they'll be fine. Bobbin's like a good climber, but yeah. Right, so yeah, you're climbing up, but you get rattled as these claws scrape off your head, and you spin slowly, but you're not injured. Croden.
Well then, the lead one, since they're all like following each other, I'll throw my spear. I'll stab it with my spear when it flies past.
Right, okay, hanging on with one arm.
Balls of steel, iron, in fact. The only problem is I can't find the click the hit location thing.
Okay, on the main sheet, scroll down to where it's got hit points and dodge. Halfway down the sheet.
Yes.
You got hit location underneath dodge with a drop down box.
Shouldn't be set in neutling. It should be birds flying.
It should be birds, yes. Birds flying.
Apparently birds flying can't fly without umbrellas.
Apparently not.
Man, why are you sorry, it's being mean.
This is the most bizarre thing I have ever DM'd. It's on one hand, a terrible. Did you take your half chance there?
No, but I rolled a 38 and my
Yeah, that's a success. Then.
That's just a hit. Okay, go on, roll it. Right.
I'm used to roll 20 and where not roll 20, what you call it, where it just does everything for you.
Yeah, I know. We
So
have
we're
to.
used to being lazy. Do you mean classic there?
Oh my god!
Right, you stab with the spear, but the creature seems to be better protected than you thought, and you don't draw any blood.
Oh dear. In that case, next turn I'm going to do.
They seem to have a thick layer of feathers everywhere except the legs.
Fighting manticores instead of condors.
Right, so are you, because you get your move action, so are you attempting to climb down, hang on for dear life, or
Cry.
slide down the rope without killing yourself?
Is there anyone directly below me before I slide?
Rewalin, you're about, 12 metres below him, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the other rope.
Yeah, Rewallin's on the other rope, sliding down.
Slide down. What do I roll?
I want to say power times 5, because you just try, you like swing and leap over and just make a luck roll.
0.5.
Right, okay, so you are just above Rewalin on the other rope. As you swing down, you've still got 20 metres to drop.
Now's the time for me not to change my mind, otherwise Croden will boot me right in the top of the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go and what with the other mate.
Blondel.
Well, I'm just going to AFK a sec.
Yeah.
Right, I'll try and take a swing at this bird that just attacked us with my sword.
Okay, I'll allow that because they're buzzing around you, trying to apparently knock you off the rope. You succeed, but again, not penetrating the feathers of these giant, magnificent beasts.
And then my movement, I will try and swing down to the other rope and slide down the other rope.
Slide down the other rope. Go on then. Power times 5. Success, right. So you're sliding down the other rope just above Crodan and Rualin. That is end of round. Messy round 1 done. Right. The top condor swoops down, goes for Bracy this time because he's now on the top of the rope. And its claws lash out at you. Misses as it swoops past you. Kian.
Right, I'm going to cut that other rope, but nah. Can I take a swing at that condor that had just swooped in on Bracy?
Yeah, it's that one that's closest to you.
Right, put the modifier in.
Yeah, all anti-fly spells are not looking so stupid now, are they?
Mm. Okay, that should work. It didn't, but it still hit.
Oh, you lop its leg right off.
Caca!
It goes caca as you chop through its almost unarmored leg. Blood spurts.
Can I?
Actually,
Sorry.
it's not a sever, but it hangs uselessly. Because wounds, you have taken 7 of those bad boys. But
Can I go over to the other rope, but wait for Bracy to hop over to it before I fall down, kind of thing? Is that possible?
right, so you want to now jump over to the other rope and try and slide down.
No, I want to jump over the rope, but wait for Bracy to do the same before I just leave him up here by himself. Just in case it becomes fodder. Is that something I can do? Like, off my turn, slide down the rope when he does?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that then. I'll look menacing while staring at the birds.
Yeah, it's not a sever, but it's a pretty bad injury. And I found... Right, Condor again swoops in. One of them goes for Bob, as he's next down in line, and then one for you, Kane.
I see how much damage these can do in that one that went crazy. I really don't want Bob to die. Because he could well die.
Yeah, because the rest of you are not going to die, are you?
Nah, I'm fine. I've got confidence.
This suddenly went from, I thought, oh, this will be quite an easy encounter, to, whoa, they're in real danger of falling like hundreds of meters to their death here. Right, Condor swoops in, claws at McLovin, and then the next one at Bobbin. They seem to be attacking from the top down, intelligent enough to know that it hits you in the head for 7 damage. You can attempt to dodge or parry in half.
Dodge!
It's a half chance, remember, so you'll have to put a modifier in. It's like anything in RuneQuest, though, the damage isn't that bad, and then they suddenly go critical or impale, and then it all goes to shit.
Oh yeah, we saw how I exploded against that dragon.
Would this half skill go off the column with the modifier in?
Yeah,
or
where it says mod, just type minus like half your skill. Rounded in your favour.
Yeah, for some reason, right? In dodge, in the modifier, mine's 95, but my actual skill is 89.
Yeah, because it automatically is minus your encumbrance.
Ah, right. Okay. So I'm saying, would it go off the 95 or the 89?
89, because it's your modified dodge chance. Right, you failed to dodge and take 7 hits in the head, but you've got some armor on.
I've got 2 padding and 2 natural, so I take 2 points of damage. Yeah.
Or 3.
Or 3 if maths work properly.
No, because 2 leather, 1 padding, so that's 3 plus the 2.
Oh,
points.
right.
right.
Okay,
I've got you now.
sorry. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
so
was like,
so on your character sheet, on the head where it's got wounds, I'll put it in for you. You just put 2 wounds, and then you knock 2 off your hit points on the little bar. See, and then it keeps track of your hit point location. Right, so a vicious swipe to Bracy's head, and then a swipe at Bob. 8 in the chest. Oof.
can he attempt to dodge
He
whilst
can.
he's falling?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, Bracy's caught him. He can throw himself.
Ah, right, okay. Okay, well, so he takes 8 damage to the chest.
Ow.
How much armor has he got?
I think he's got 2 point skin now.
He's got 5 in total. Cool.
That's fine then.
Yeah, he's fine. There we go. He just takes a nice clean 3. Yeah, lovely.
Even if Bobbin had spent magic points on the rope, that wouldn't help him because a 96 to a 0-0 is always a fail in RuneQuest.
Yep.
Right, so the Condors have done their dirty work. One is badly injured and is probably going to fly off because it's lost quite a chunk of its health. And it doesn't need to fight McLovin. You're standing there.
Right.
Hanging in midair bravely.
What would happen if I cast Ignite on one of these condors with feathers?
Nothing. I think it doesn't affect living. It doesn't affect living tissue. It should say in the description, which is in your journal.
I'm just trying to find it.
Spirit magic. Is it a spirit magic list?
Well, technically, feathers aren't alive.
Oh, don't you start.
I was going to say that. It's the same as hair. It's only the root of the hair that's alive.
Fucking rules lawyers.
No. People what past biology.
To be fair, I tried to kill Bracy just on his turn, so like equal opportunist rule lawyer.
Range instant. This spell ignites anything normally burnable. It creates a small fire that can set things alight, such as the torch, thatch roof, dry pack. Skin cannot be ignited. Hair or fur may be.
All right, okay. You can set fire to its wings then, but you have to overcome its power.
Do it.
So you need a power times 5 roll first.
Fried condo, boys.
Basically, suddenly become the most dangerous anti-condor. 4.
Oh, for the win.
I'll get the father binds on and open that nice candy.
Have you drunk wine?
I'll make a power roll.
And then you need to overcome its power. These have quite high power. What is your power? When I looked at it, they've got ridiculously good stats for animals, like crazily good. What's your power?
16.
Right, okay, roll a percentile. Just roll a D100. And I will tell you if you overcome its power. You do overcome its power. So, you're igniting the feathers where?
On its wings. Because
And,
it ain't going to be able to fly with no feathers.
and
on its wings.
which one is that? Is that the one?
The one that attacked Bobbin.
So the middle one, because that's high, yeah.
Get him.
Yeah, so
I'm going in.
I'm going to give it a minor burn damage so we can differentiate. Right, its wings catch fire. It squawks and flaps madly, attempting to get to safety. These have a fly skill. I'm going to give it a fly skill roll, which it succeeds at. But you see a trail of smoke as it madly flaps up and disappears over the top of the thing before its feathers actually burn through, and then it crashes to the floor on the top of the next bit and can't fly. Right. I hope you feel good about yourself. You've set fire to an endangered species. Quack Tavish. You can continue to run down the rope.
Yep.
Yeah, thus getting you about power times 5 roll. Thus getting you about 10 meters above the surface to safety.
Or not.
Okay, roll a Dex 3 roll to see if you can catch yourself. Oh, you just missed. Your fingers brush the rock in that cinematic moment as you think you're going to get it, and then they just screech down the rock as you begin to plummet.
Well, I haven't got that far to go.
That's true. I'm trying to find out how much damage falling does.
Can he try and glide with his wings?
Fucking hell.
Or at the very least, stick me wings out and
And
Slow fall.
tuck your knees in, try and roll with it. No, sadly, due to the curse that the ducks don't talk about, they literally can't fly or glide because it's a magical curse rather than a biological thing. So yes, comically, Daffy Duck style, you flap your arms frantically. However, for just 1 second, you manage to stay there and then you plummet.
So he does a seagull then, does he?
Yeah. Shit me, 12 damage.
in the
Right, if you make a successful jump roll, Andy, you can reduce it by 1 step, so you'll knock the 4 points off. So literally, tuck your knees and roll with it.
Aye.
Wow.
The jump roll. There we go.
Right, so you took your knees and roll with it, taking only 8 damage.
Yeah. In the
Right, if you roll a Dex times 5 roll, you can specify the hit location you land on, otherwise it's random.
right. Hang on.
It's always head. The law of random rolls in RuneQuest means it's always head.
Yeah, okay, these are
Sorry.
overly specific rules.
What am I rolling?
Dex times 5.
Right.
Yeah, so you can take the hit location. Armors always count against this damage unless the game's master rolls 1 to 5 on a D100. So many specific rules just to see if you horribly die. Right, no. So your armor counts and you can pick the location you land on.
Right. I'm right-handed and I need me legs, so I'll land on my left arm.
Right, with a sickening crack, you land on your left arm, taking 8 damage.
Right. Well, I've got 7 armor points.
So yeah, so just put 1 wound on your left arm on your character sheet. It's got a space for wounds.
Yep. There we are. So that wasn't so bad then.
Well, that was the easy way. So you pick yourself up, brush yourself off after like crazily spinning round in circles through the air. But that's
at least it now means I'm down on the next level and I can get the fire blade out because I didn't want to do it while I was still hanging last on the rope and set fire to all my friends above me.
That is very true. Right, Boban, you can make a climb roll to get hold of the.
This is it, Bob.
This is it, Bob. You can do it, Bob.
Thank God.
Right, it gets hold of the cliff face again, and you can climb. He's climb right above and be back above McTavish, if you like. Sorry, McLovin.
Yeah, you'll do that.
Okay.
You'll wiggle on up.
Gives you a little wink on the way past there, McLovin.
I just grin.
Right, Condor. Right,
Condor.
Condor comes in, swings at you, Kane. Let's loose with a claw. Claw.
Claw.
You ask him what attack do you use? Claw. Misses. God damn right.
Miss.
Swoops past her. Croden, you see Quacktavish plummet and like sort of do a cartoon doof as he crashes to the ground in front of you. What? Oh, is Earl away again? If Earl falls, he will take 46 damage because he's a bit higher.
Yep.
This is the only problem with playing this online. There's so many specific rules as opposed to like Savage Worlds where there's like make a dex roll and you roll 1 dice and you need a 4 or more to succeed.
Also, it's a little easier with the battle map and stuff as well. Just being around, like physically there, as opposed to on the.
But I'm not gonna lie, this is absolutely goddamn hilarious. Watching.
Oh, but yeah, this is going great.
People falling off things. Yeah, so Andy, if you click yourself as well, and then put -1 in the red thing. It'll reduce your health bar.
Right, hang on.
Can I add a new deed to my character, Rich? Igniter of endangered species.
No, you're clicking it. Yeah, you're clicking it until you get the thing, and then just type -1, and then it goes to.
It's finally done it.
Yeah. 7 armor points. That's just not fair, is it? Just like Andy plummets 12 meters, go with a sickening crunch, lands on the floor, brushes himself off, like dusts himself off and gets up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
7
looking at
armor
me-
points is absurd.
Looking at my character sheet, it occurs to me that unless I'm writing it wrong, I should have more armor points than that. But George, give us a minute while I have a look.
Normally you'd have your shield on your left arm, but you can't while you're climbing.
No, I don't mind that. Hang on. Let me have a look. Where are we?
Is your dad still AFK?
I'm here, mate. Sorry, my mum was on the phone. Sky doesn't work.
That's absolutely fine. It's your turn. Did you hear what happened about Quacktavish falling off the
I
rope?
did. I'm going to hold on. I will wrap the rope around my hand quickly before I get yanked off.
Right, well, it's your turn now. You are about 13 meters above the deck. Do you want to go down? Make a power times 5
Yeah.
roll? If you fall, you'll take 46 damage. You succeed, so you're only about 3 meters above it now. You could jump down, but if you fail to take 36, I'll just wait.
Look at my jump skill. If it's above 50, I'm jumping. 68, I'm jumping. I'm going to fail, but I'm
This
jumping.
is what I like to say. No, you succeed. Right. Leaving go of the rope. You leap heroically through the air.
As I pull my bow and quit and start stringing it before I land.
Yeah. Do you
Start
superhero landing? And,
yeah.
That's actually not good for you. It's really bad to do the 3-point landing. Don't do it.
Why?
I'm doing it. No,
It actually
landing.
really hurts.
I'll do the 2-point landing,
So-
but I have my bow ready because something's going down.
So Blondel is in the 5d6 damage range of if he falls. What do you want to do, Blondel?
I'm going to slide down the rope.
Make a power times 5 roll. Do you go all the way down? Oof, you succeed. So you are now 3d6, which is 9 meters above the ground.
Can I try and disrupt one at the nearest condor to us?
Absolutely. The nearest one is the one that's right next to McLovin, because the others, the one that's been slashed is flying off, and the other one is wheeling round for another attack.
Right. I'll go for the one that's wheeling around for another attack.
Okay, that's the one to the northwest.
So how do I do it again? Power times 5?
Yep. Power times 5 to see if you cast, and then power V power roll.
So that's plus 30%, or I can get to add that, or?
No.
Is that
Now
sure
you're
day
just
100?
making rules up. No, that's
No,
if you're using that's the bonus for passions and runes and things.
Right. So do I just roll a D100?
You do roll a D100, yes. That does overcome its power. What's your power? It's like 16, looks like.
My 17.
Yes, that does overcome its power. You do a D3 damage. Have you got the target and set to bird?
Yes, but where do I cast? What do I click to do the D3?
Just roll d6. Right, 2 damage, and then where it says hit location bird, right, to the right of that it says die, and then there's a dice so you can roll the hit location. On the right leg. Caca! It says caca! Right, but that does not disable the leg. Okay. A little bit of Bonica in my life. Right, end of round. Condor. The Condor who has the highest initiative is flying off after being badly slashed. Kian.
Is that the one right next to McLovin there?
No.
That's flying
no.
off. Oh, it's a different one.
The one with the highest initiative is the one you slashed in the leg and disabled its leg.
Would I be able to take a swing at that closest one, or am I too far away from it?
No, I'll let you take a swing at it.
Okay, I'll try. Try my best. I missed.
Wow. Okay. Oh no, you missed, don't you?
Yeah.
That's a shame, because like
Unless it's half of your normal skill, then plus manipulation, then I hit.
it's not half. Yeah, now you're just making shit up. It's just a
No,
minus,
I'm just
a straight
well,
half. Right, so you miss. You would have cleaved its wing clean through, and it would have fallen, spiraling to the ground.
I would have went extinct. I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad I didn't hit it, to be honest.
I'd have had it in the pan before it hit the floor.
All right.
And I'll stay on the rope, just waiting in
hanging.
case anyone wants to. If McLovin wants to slide down at all, then I'll be prepared to do that at the same time.
Right. The top one goes for Bob again because it goes for the highest one up. It swings in, takes a mad swing at its.
Why didn't we do this at dusk?
I'm not entirely sure.
Pretty sure we're talking about asking about it, and then
Condors
just
buying daybirds and all.
Yeah, and then didn't. It would have been harder to climb at dusk, I would imagine, but right, yeah,
I mean,
it misses. Condor 23 is the one that's on fire and has crash landed above. It screeches as its feathers catch fire. McLovin.
I cast Ignite on the other one.
Okay, how many magic points does it take? Just one.
Just one.
Wow. Okay.
woomph.
It's a really good spell.
I think if you use it at a higher level, it can make a bonfire, I think, or something.
By the time we get up there, they should be nicely cooked through.
Yeah, and he's licking his lips already and rubbing his tummy.
So do you want breast or leg?
Oh, I've always been a bit of a breast.
You didn't kill all of the condors, did you? Well, not technically.
No, I've still got enough left for a sandwich.
No,
2 days
there was
earlier.
A small part of your brew wiped out all the condors who got there too late, honest. They were dead when we got there.
So maybe power roll, then it's just a D100, isn't it?
It is, yes, to overcome that power. Right, that succeeds. That bird also catches fire and squeals in a way that condors are not meant to, and it goes all burny. Wonder if we have a oh my god, I'm on fire little icon thing. That'd be handy, wouldn't it? That was not exactly what I'd imagined the. Ah, I'm on fire.
Caw-caw.
Caw-caw, caw-caw. Right, you're on fire. You're on fire. Right, so the remaining condors, well, they're all remaining, but they're either on fire or hurt, beat a hasty retreat at the sight of the fire, burning their wings. This one attempts to make a fly roll to see if he makes it up or plummets to his death. Plummet is such a good word when it's talking about condors, isn't it? He succeeds, and he makes it on the top before, like, all of his feathers burn off. I'm not sure exactly what's supposed to happen here. The other one just flies off. Earl, do you want to shoot at them as they go past, or anybody want to use missile weapons?
Yes, I would quite like to.
Very well. Go ahead. Take your shots.
Start this.
Right, yeah. Sling whips past. Yeah, you're not at your minus your penalty because you're on flat ground.
Yep, that's what I thought. Oh, good shot, sir.
Thank you very much.
It hits on the abdomen. That does go through. It doesn't put it down, however.
Oh, I thought he was putting the skewer in for us. Condor kebab.
Yes, just having a look at its hit points. Note that's a wound, but not a serious one. As the condor flaps for it.
And yawns.
And yawns, yeah. That's just me yawning. Right, so they disappear out of sight, having failed to kill you all. A little bit of disappointment there, not going to lie. As you gather yourselves together, and then how do you handle this now?
I say we'll start over again. You get attached to this rope and climb up.
Yeah, go all the way down. Everyone climbs all the way down at the very bottom. Back where.
Does it look like that,
Go
Richard?
again.
What was that? Sorry, Brissy?
Look at just does it look like that?
I am. I've got rule books open, Discord, OBS. Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
And you should watch the video above later, which
Oh,
explains why not do it.
Never do a sit. Oh, does that mean I get to go back and do 8d6 damage to Earl's legs or something? That'd be fab.
I like my legs.
Because of your son pointing out physics, Earl, you broke both of your legs when you did that.
To be fair, I couldn't give a shit. Go for it.
Wow!
Wow.
Tomorrow we have to go to the chemist and then me mum's.
Tomorrow. Bear in mind, we're coming over at 12.
Yeah. So as soon as you arrive, we're going to the chemist and then me mum's.
Right. So no more condors attack for the next bit. Do you want to give me a roll for Bobbin's climb and then everybody else's non-fallen, non-fumble roll?
Yeah. Here we go. Big climb. Boom. And then everyone else is climbing.
And everybody else as you clamber up onto...
Kane's a god. He's a climbing god.
Yeah, as you manage to clamber up onto this one and catch your breath. Now, it's only 50 meters, so it's one climb roll to get up the last
stretch.
Can you see or hear anything that sounds like that massive big condor?
Make a scan roll and a listen roll then. Everybody's just been climbing up on faith, I'm sure everything's going to be fine up here.
Yeah, I'm not scanning or listening.
Special.
literally going up as you said. Everything's fine. We're just gonna climb up. Nothing's gonna go awry.
Right, you look up carefully up and down. Lovin, got a special.
I'm
Those
still-
that succeeded, you see what appears to be the remains of a low wall running around the top of the spire in that same dark rock. Okay, McLovin, in addition, you can make out that there seems to be markings along several of the stones.
Point this out to the lads.
They're like looking up into the sun, like going, "Nah, I can't say anything. Are you sure you're not drunk again?"
And the thing is, he's not sure. He's not sure at all.
Definitely sure.
Right. Well, you've taken a little damage, and you have, especially Andy with his Tom Cruise-esque Mission Impossible fall. Dung, 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 dung. Not so much other than poor Bobbin to slow you down. Does Bobbin want to heal himself a little, or are you just going for the top?
I mean, I'll go for the top and then I'll heal. I don't want like everyone just dangling, waiting for him to.
Well, no, you've now reached the second plateau, so you are all standing slightly out of breath.
Good point. Yeah, I'll heal a couple of times.
I cast heal 2 on myself, get those points back.
Do I need to roll or not? Just because
No,
it's not a
not if you're in.
stress.
Yeah, it's not a stressful situation, so you can just recast it till it works. Bracy gets his points back. You look at each other after this moment of excitement, and then final push, lads. Or do you want to do something different? Does anybody have to go? It's after 10 o'clock because we started late. Or do you want to get to the top?
For another, like 20 minutes, but I can't really just stop my wife cooking pancakes.
Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll make this roll to get to the top, see what's there, and then we can do a cliffhanger, no pun intended, ending.
Okay. Bob and I'll wiggle on up to the edge.
To the edge there.
Go again.
Everybody moves into position next to him.
I said it was just that hit point box on my character sheet, Rich.
You just remove the wounds. Yeah, Bobbin shimmies up,
I made every climb roll with Kane.
attaches the pit. You shouldn't have let Bobbin do the climbing. Kane, you Bobbin crests the top, as does Kane. Blundell, yeah. Oh, everybody's going to be getting climb ticks here. Sit Rewallen, of course. Croydon.
Bundler. I keep trying to press charm for some reason. Made it.
Right, so you all finally crest Jebra's spire. The top greets you. The last 4 meters to the top of the pinnacle are made of very hard rock, and around the edge of the top of the spire was once a wall of stone 3 meters high and 2 meters thick. Many of the stones marking the wall along the north side have fallen down among the spire. More of the wall is intact along the west and east sides, and it exists unchanged along the southern side. Inside the wall you can make out a circular area 12 meters in diameter, filled with branches, stones and occasional bones. This mountain slants slightly higher than the north portion of the wall. One female condor sits upon this huge nest. And there's a core, and I have to roll a D100. Never good when the DM rolls a D100.
Set fire at the nest.
Of a spirit, but
Ooh, okay, right. So you're on the edge, and what do you do, chaps?
get our gear up and try and get it on sharpish.
Right, so the condors start flying overhead. Kane is desperately trying to tug on his armor, and what is everybody else doing?
Readying weapons.
Face.
How many condors are flying about?
That you can see, there's one large female who starts to squawk angrily in the nest, and you see little dots of. You see 2 condors that are wounded and have lost all of their feathers on their wings. These other 2 are circling off in the distance, injured. So that's 4. You see another 5 dots in the sky.
One on the net. But I'll try to get it off.
Well, I'm tempted
And
to
then-
fire up the fire blade and just set fire at the nest.
One of these large boulders that you assume was a large boulder, a giant tongue flicks out and attempts to grapple Rualin.
It likes the taste of duck, apparently.
It
Well, I'm
loves the
shooting
taste of duck.
I
Right,
think we might have to try and dodge that.
Cliff toad.
Or
Oh, I forgot about those.
a large sticky tongue from this apparent what you thought was a boulder flicks out and attempts to stick to your head, Andy. So you better roll a dodge, yeah.
The same thing I had Bobbin jump up and down on top of.
yeah, dodge.
Or is this a different thing?
No, it's a different thing.
Okay.
All right. You miss. You only take minor damage. However, it sticks to you. You know the way a frog flicks it out at a fly and the tongue sticks to you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's stuck to your head. So you've taken 9 damage and you've got a big tongue stuck to your head. And that, I think, is where we'll leave it because Earl needs to go anyway. And that's a great cliffhangery moment.
Hang on a minute.
Whatever toad steals our duck. Bullshit.
Right, wait a minute.
Jeez, and 9 damage as well.
And I just said my wife is awesome. She's giving me a pancake.
I thought you said you were trying to stop that. I need to check that with the bestiary because I've typed that in to say it does 3d6 damage, but it may not be this turn. It may be constriction damage next turn. So I need to check that right now.
I forget.
Yeah, before I forget. Because it'd be even worse because Andy's all clammy now and he's got frog drool on his head.
Come on, you bloody thing. I've done it twice.
Now we know why German soldiers have big spikes on their helmets.
Yep, for all those cliff toads.
For all the cliff toads, yeah. Right,
Yeah.
cliff toads. Let me read the description here. It is incredibly tiny. The world's smallest description of anything in a book ever. Zoom right in. Yeah, it's constriction damage, so you don't take any damage this round, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
But next round it will attempt to retract and zip you into its mouth. It went for you, sadly, because you're the smallest and you look delicious. I mean,
well, I shall fire up the fire blade and relieve it of its tongue.
that is what happened. There's a wet sucking noise as that giant boulder ahead This one shoots a tongue out and it sticks to Andy's head. That's a nice cliffhangery moment.